Hello, welcome to class. Today we are going to treat the first 20 questions in 2025 JAMB. We are going to consider them one after the other to help you prepare well for JAMB this year. We have a question here that says, if pH of a substance is 3, what is the concentration of hydroxonium ion? Like I said, we are going to treat the first 20 questions. So this is actually our question 2. Here is the book I'm using, past questions and answers from when JAMB started till date. So I decided to start from 2025 going back. If you are new to this channel or coming across my video for the first time, do subscribe to my channel and follow up so that you can learn with me as you prepare for JAMB this year. Thank you very much. So let's quickly go into it. Like I said, this is the second question. So I will be reading the questions very quickly and briefly, and then we are going to answer it together. So actually, the first question says, if pressure of a gas is increased while its temperature remains constant, what happens to its volume? Now listen, the question is very clear. Now, pressure increased. Listen, very important. So once you get these parameters right, you'll be able to answer the question very, very easily. So, and the temperature remain constant. Temperature remain constant, untouched. So what happens to the volume? Now, they are trying to ask you one law here. I am sure you are conversant with Boyle's law and Charles' law, gas laws. So they are trying to ask you temperature or pressure increase, temperature remains constant, what happens to the volume? So if you add pressure, you compress it, and temperature, you did not change it, what happens to the... So logically, if you think logically, anything you compress reduces. And at this point in time, the factor that should have made the gas increase has been kept constant. It did not change. So absolutely, the answer is that the volume will what? Will go down. So here I have options. A, volume increases. B, volume remains constant. C, volume decreases. And D, volume becomes 0. So the correct answer is that volume decreases. So we come to our second question here. And the second question says, if pH of the substance is 3, what is the concentration of hydroxonium ion? Now, don't be confused. This hydroxonium ion is the same thing as hydrogen ion. So, but it's usually put in this way, or whichever one, just know that they mean the same thing. So how do we approach this question? You need to quickly remember your formula for calculating pH. Can you remember? You say pH is equal to negative log of hydrogen ion concentration. So this is the formula we are going to apply to tackle this question. Now remember, pH has already been given to us, but this has not been given to us. So this is where we are now going to work. So we are going to say pH has been given to us as 3 is equal to log of hydrogen ion concentration. So what is next? So if we want to now find or make hydrogen ion the subject of formula, because that's what we are looking for, of course. We are not looking for a log. We are looking for hydrogen ion. So to remove this log, we take the antilog of this side. So that gives us a hydrogen ion concentration is equal to antilog of minus 3 now. Yes, negative, it will now be negative, so it will be antilog of minus 3, and this is going to give us that the concentration of hydrogen ion to be 1 times 10 raised to power minus 3 mole per dm cube. So we have several options here. I have 1 times 10 raised to power 3 minus 3 mole per dm cube. I have 1 times 10 raised to power minus 4 minus, okay, then I have 3, just positive 3. So this should be minus 3, sorry. Yes. So this is the correct answer. There are other options which are not correct. So this is the end of question 2. In your own year, you may be asked the power of hydroxy ion, which is POH, POH, POH. The formula is negative log of hydroxy ion concentration. So the same formula or similar formula. The only thing is that you know what to put or what to substitute in your formula. Let's go to the next question. So the next question, question 3, say what color change occurs when potassium dichromate? Potassium dichromate is K2Cr2O7. So the normal color of this chemical is orange. So when it reacts with a reducing agent, the color changes. So JAMB is now asking you that, do you know this reaction? And this kind of question come in other kinds of exams like WAEC, especially alternative to practicals. So it is important that you know JAMB would also test your knowledge of practicals. So if this which contains chromium 6 ion. So when it now reacts with a reducing agent, what happens? It reduces to chromium 3. Chromium 3. So the color are not the same. This is orange and this is what? Green. So when potassium dichromate reacts with a reducing agent, it becomes green in color. It changes from orange to green. So the next question is question 4. Which oxide pollutant causes irritation of eyes, nose, and respiratory tract? So we have pollutants here that are given: carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. We have nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and ozone. Now, all these are pollutants, but one of them causes eye irritation. It even affects respiratory tract and the nose. So which one is this? The correct answer is sulfur dioxide. So you are supposed to know that this pollutant causes irritation to the eyes, it affects the nose, and it affects also the respiratory tract. So we go to the next question, which is question 5, which says the IUPAC name of the compound C6H5OH is what? What's the IUPAC name of this compound? Now look at it very well. Is it an alkane, alkene, and alkyne? So to answer this question very quickly, because they did not give us structure, is to try to draw the structure. And of course, this would give us 6 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because we don't have many hydrogens that will saturate, so it has to be cyclic in nature. You have to know this. Because usually, remember, if we have C2, we have H6. Are you following me? Don't forget our formula for alkanes and alkenes. So if we are having 6 carbon, so we should be expecting to have a lot of hydrogens to be able to saturate it. But this time around, we don't have it. We even have 5 hydrogens. Can you imagine? So you have to distribute the hydrogens around the carbon. So let's say 1 hydrogen, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you imagine? So the remaining OH will now remain here. So observe that this is not saturated. This is the carbon did not make 4 bonds, because carbon is tetrahedral compound. It has 4 valence electrons, so it must bond with 4 other electrons to balance up. So it means that we must have double bond somewhere else to balance up, and this gives us a compound phenol. Phenol. So this is the IUPAC name of this compound, which is option B. Option B is the correct answer. So we move to the next question that says, which is question 6, that says, what is the main product formed when an alkane undergoes hydration? Alkane undergoing hydration now what products are produced. This is very simple. Alkane undergoing hydration, what is produced? Let me give an example of CH4. This is an alkane. It now undergoes hydration. Hydration means addition of water. What do you think will be produced at the end? It will produce an alcohol, because we are going to have more like, let me try to illustrate something for you here. So this will split. So we have one OH coming here, and of course one hydrogen would have to go. So we are going to have C, okay, H3 OH plus hydrogen. So this is what will be produced. So the hydrogen has not been mentioned in the options, but alcohol has been mentioned. So because they are general, the question is general in nature, they can't say methanol, they just say alcohol. So that's the correct answer. I won't mention other options because they are not correct, so just know this. Okay, question 7 very quickly says acid hydrolysis of maltose. Acid hydrolysis of maltose yields what? Now, I believe you know sucrose. Yes. So you also know lactose. These are disaccharides. Now, if they are disaccharide, they have two sugar units. Lactose has glucose plus galactose. So glucose plus galactose would give you lactose. Who knows? This might be your question this year. I don't know. JAMB may change anything. So for sucrose has fructose, one fructose plus one glucose. So if it undergoes hydrolysis, normal table sugar, that's what we call sucrose. So we have one fructose and one galactose. These two sugar units come together to form sucrose. Now, how about maltose? Maltose has glucose plus glucose. So this is what gives us maltose. So acid hydrolysis of maltose will yield two molecules of glucose. So that's that about question 7. I need to be very fast so that we can save time. So question 8 says, how many isomers does C4H10 have? How many isomers does C4H10 have? C4H10 has, in one of the videos I've once made, I have explained clearly how to find the number of isomers for C4H10 and any other compound. Now, I said there are two ways. There is a formula type to determine this level of saturation, and then you find out the number of isomers. But the best and the fastest method, which I believe JAMB will not give you, a complex compound that will require you to use the formula. So you quickly write the various variants of the compound. So first of all, write the linear chain 1, 2, 3, 4. We have this. Of course, we have 10 hydrogens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope this is clear. I will not be writing hydrogens all around. Just know that they are there. 10 of them. Yes, 10 of them. So what other compound do we have? So this gives us butane or N-butane. N-butane means normal butane. So there is another way we can write this. Remember, isomers are compounds with the same molecular formula but different structural formula. So the next thing now is to change this structure again, give it another shape to give us a compound of another name. So this time around, I'm going to write only 3 here. And then this fourth one, which is carbon and these 3 hydrogens, I'll bring it down here. CH3. Okay, so this is the condensed form. I don't want to write it wide. I hope you know what I'm trying to do here. So this gives us on normal counting, normal name. If you don't know how to name, please still check on this channel. I have specifically made a video on how to name organic compounds and it's there. So here now, we are going to count 1, 2, 3. So at carbon number 2, there is methyl rather. So we have methyl propane. So the next question is there any other way we can rearrange this structure to give us compound of another name? The answer is no. So the correct answer is we have 1, 2. So we have 2 isomers of C4H10. Yes, we go quickly to question 9 rather, which says, what is formed when calcium reacts with water? When calcium reacts with water, what do we have when calcium reacts with water? A, calcium oxide, B, calcium hydroxide, C, calcium carbonate, and D, calcium nitrate. So the correct answer here is calcium hydroxide. When you have calcium reacting with H2O, you have calcium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. So these are some of the methods hydrogen is prepared in the laboratory or in industry. Just get your calcium, react with water, you would have calcium hydroxide, and then hydrogen gas can be trapped and collected. Okay, so I hope this is clear too. So very quickly, I say 10 questions, 20 rather. Just follow me carefully. You are learning, you are preparing for your JAMB this year. You can't afford to get a lower score. Okay, so we go to question 10. Question 10 says, what is hybridization of the central atom in methane? That's CH4. What is the hybridization of the central atom in methane? So first of all, the first question we need to ask is, to answer rather, is what is the central atom? So we need to draw the structure. This gives us carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. Hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. So this is our methane. Yes. So now, what's the hybridization of the central atom? So let me show you how this works. Remember, carbon has 6, atomic number of 6. So we have carbon has atomic number 6. So if I'm drawing the electronic configuration, it will give me 2 and 4. This is based on the old electronic configuration. Do you remember? So the first shell will carry 2, the second shell will carry 4. Now, if I'm going to say this is S, this is P, then D, F, etc. So D and F will not have anything. Now, if we come to practical arrangement, we say 1S, 2S, 2P, 3S, 3P, 3D. Do you remember this? So, and this has to first get before this, in this order. Now, so the first shell here will carry 2, the second will carry 2. Yes, then P here would carry the remaining 2. But in real sense, when we come to orbitals, let me show you what will happen. Just follow me. I will remove 1s now. That one will be full. So I would have 2s. Let me draw it this way. Then I have 2p. P has ability to carry 6 electrons. So let me say this is our 2p. This is our 2p. Now, remember 1s, this is 2s. 1s also can carry 2 electrons. So out of the 6 now, look at it, follow me, let's do it. We have 1, 2. Now, if I put 2 here, there will be remaining 2 here. So which one electron, according to the rule, I think Pauli's exclusion principle says that the electrons enter singly before pairing. They enter singly before pairing. So in fact, instead of this one to have 2, they would rather have half-half, because if this one get 2, the remaining 2. If I put 1 here, this shell will be empty. So instead of this, they would rather fill halfly, so that I would have 1 here, 1, 1, 1. So this gives us 4 electrons, and this makes a total number of 6. So when the 4 hydrogens come, 1, 2, 3, 4, each will contribute an electron. That is to say, 1 hydrogen will bond here, another one will bond here, another third one will be here, and fourth one would be here. So with this, we can now say the hybridization, the mix-up, is between S and 3p3. So this is the kind of hybridization. If you observe, all the 3 subatoms or orbitals, suborbitals, are involved in the hybridization. I hope this is clear. So this is question 10, and it is getting dark. I will stop here. Please, let's continue next. There is no light yet. Let's continue in the next video. So in the next video, I'm going to answer question 11, maybe to 30 or so. Thank you very much for staying with me. Have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe to our channel. Bye.